So what's your definition of internet piracy?
Internet piracy is the illegal copying, use and or distribution of software and movies and videos and sounds, etc. So for example, if you download a song which you bought off iTunes and then give a copy of that to all of your friends, that's a simple example of internet piracy.
Okay, the next question is there any websites that you can tell us about, like, statistics of, like, internet piracy, like how much people use it, or like any websites that you know of?
Offhand, I don't quite know. However, I can point you in the right direction. If you look at the ARIA, Australian Records Industry Association, they'll have records for internet piracy in Australia when it comes to music and videos. All right? The American equivalent would have data on that as well. GEMA in Germany would have it for Germany and parts of Europe. Okay? So there are 3 places you can start to look for that data. Note that that information is written for adults, so you may need an adult to help you with it.
And also, have you ever pirated before?
No.
Oh, yeah. Okay, and what is your perspective into internet piracy?
Internet piracy in itself can be helpful, but at the same time it can also be quite damaging. Helpful because it allows things to be spread quickly. Damaging because it how shall I say this? It deprives people of income. So on the whole, I am against internet piracy for that reason, simply because if I were to, say, write a program and distribute it on the internet,
and someone else steals it
yeah,
for free.
Exactly.
And then another one is, do you know any experts on this subject?
Experts, see, within the realm of the school would be IT technicians, maybe some of the teachers who use ICT a bit more, computer experts. So if you go to as to why it's a good or bad thing, but
I think I've been there before.
Yeah.
Do you know any statistics of internet piracy? Like, not any websites, but like, you know any, like, from pirate knowledge?
Offhand, no.
Oh, yeah.
That being said, the statistics are fairly easy to find.
Can you tell us some reasons why people download illegal copies of movies, TVs, shows, and music, games, and software?
Okay. Traditionally, the internet has been an open, free resource, meaning that when the internet was created, and the internet that you know was created, everything was for free. The part of the internet which everyone uses the most is called the World Wide Web. The internet is not just the World Wide Web. It's not just Internet Explorer. It's not just Firefox. There's a whole bunch of other services. All of them were traditionally free. One of those free services was file downloads. So in the early days of the internet, say when I was your age, I could go into something called IRC or an FTP server, type in a few commands, and I download an image or a music file or a video. Very small ones, mind you, but they would all be free of charge. There wouldn't be any cost to me whatsoever. And in those days, if you got, say, a 2-hour movie, you'd have to leave it overnight to download. Now, people would actually record that, transfer that to computer, upload that to the internet, and then you just download it for free. Now, someone would have had to actually have purchased that. Okay? Someone would have had to make that. People would have had to act in that. All of those people require money along the way. So, for example, if I were to say, do this for the internet, I pay for the movie, I give it to all my friends, I've paid once, but none of my friends have.
And then they get it for free.
And they get it for free.
And also, any advice in researching in internet piracy? Like any advice?
Okay. Do you mean in terms of being able to spot it, or what to do once you think, or
Like when we're researching, like maybe like from any books, you know, or like any tips on when researching on the online internet?
Okay. If you mean by looking for resources which could or may not be pirated,
Yeah.
there are a few things you can use to spot. Say, for example, if you are, say, looking for audio files, okay, and you want to use them in a project. Now, it's very easy just to go to something like bmp3.com or zing.vn or anything like that to download a particular song of your choice. But when you're actually doing that, most people don't know you're pirating. Most people don't know that. So, the first thing you can look at is something called Creative Commons. Creative Commons is a special type of group of licenses which allow anyone to take whatever those resources are for free. So in the case of music files, if you look for a Creative Commons music file, you can freely use that anywhere given certain conditions. Alright? Another thing you can do is to actually go to the websites. Say, for example, you're on Google Images, all right? And you want to use a particular image. If you click on the link of the image, it'll take you to the specific website. If you scroll down to the bottom of it and you look for a copyright symbol, if you have a copyright symbol on that page, that'll tell you that that image is not for free, and that you need to ask the owner of that particular website or that image to see if they can use it. Okay? So there are 2 tips very quickly that you can use to prevent yourself inadvertently committing internet piracy. Creative Commons also works for images, it works for websites, it works for videos, it works for a lot of things.
So yeah, that's mostly it for the
Excellent.
So yeah, that's most of the questions.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.